fellow book lovers, welcome back to the Bibliovert channel. My name is Jacqueline, and for today's video I'm so excited because we are announcing our third annual Maassive Readathon. I cannot believe that this is our third year doing it, but Allie and I are so excited. It has always been one of our favorite parts of the year, and we cannot wait to share with you what our plans are for this year's Readathon. So our very first year, we were inspired by A Court of Thorns and Roses. Last year, we dove into the world of Throne of Glass, and for this year, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, easy, I know where we're going, Crescent City. Very reasonable assumption. However, and without giving any spoilers, because of the now vast and endless possibilities that this series can go in, Allie and I were talking about it and realized we did not really think that there was a way that we could accurately encompass everything in Crescent City when we ourselves had so many questions about where the series was gonna go. So for this year, we've decided to go back to A Court of Thorns and Roses, but don't worry, we will be visiting the Crescent City world soon for one of our readathons, but just maybe when we have a few more questions answered. So just like our first year, we are doing Passport to Prythian, and the general idea is that you are living in the human lands and you've decided that you want to cross over into the wall, and you get to choose which court you want to get your citizenship in. Now, just as a little disclaimer, we are not reading the A Court of Thorns and Roses series together throughout this month. Instead, we have come up with a list of prompts to help you choose books off of your TBR so that you can read them throughout the month. In order to get your citizenship from a certain court, the idea is that you have these 3 prompts. You can read 3 books, 1 for each prompt, or if it would be easier for you, you can choose 1 book that fits all 3 prompts. We have guidelines, but truly no rules. You can make this whatever you want it to be. Now, if you're wanting to tackle a few books this month, once you get your citizenship from a specific court, you can then go visit other courts by just picking 1 of the prompts and reading a book that fits that prompt. Allie has done a fantastic job designing different passport stamps for each court, so as you travel throughout Prythian, you can collect them and put them in your passport, and they're absolutely adorable. We've also come up with a list of locations that are found in Prythian that you can also visit in order to get additional stamps as well, and they of course will each have a prompt. We have a lot more going on this month, like a book buddy read. We're going to be doing Instagram lives. We are going to be doing reading sprints. We are going to be doing 24-hour readathons. We're going to be doing a ton. But I will cover all of those things at the end of this video, and for right now I'm going to hand it off to Allie so that she can walk you through the website that she has created. That is incredible. So without further ado, here's Allie.
So because of how well the website worked last year, where you were able to actually move from location to location across the map, we decided to keep things simple and actually migrate the Passport to Prythian content over to that same website. So everything will look very familiar. We're going to go through that navigation today. I do recommend using a laptop or a desktop that first time to really get the full experience, where you can hear the music chime in, you can see all of the downloadables, access the new flipbook that I've integrated so that you can download each stamp, use them on your social media posts or in your bullet journals. We're going to take a look at both versions, starting with that desktop version, so that you can see your way around and get excited for the Maassive Readathon. So let's take a look. So when you're ready to start your readathon journey, you will head to our website, bibliovertpodcast.wixsite.com/readathon. I know that's a mouthful. Don't worry about it. We're going to have it linked below, and the link will be on our Instagram profile, so you never have to memorize all of those words. We've got you covered. When you do so, you will click here to be brought to the page where you are ready to cross the wall into Prythian. This gives you a little bit of an intro, but you've got some fun resources if you keep scrolling on this page, the first of which is a citizenship application letter. This is a letter from Feyre to you, the reader, welcoming you to Prythian and letting you know that you have 30 days to complete your prompt requirements. So the readathon runs from June 1st to June 30th. You've got 30 days to read as many books as you can to fit as many prompts as you can. Then as you keep scrolling, we've got just some information about Jacqueline and myself, kind of how we got started with the Maassive Readathon, and then some work for our past Maassive Readathon videos and some Sarah J. Maas related episodes if you're just feeling in the mood and want to check some of those out. But my favorite part of this page is actually at the very bottom, where you can sign up for our Patreon. In October of this year, 2023, we and a couple of our patrons are going to London, and we're going to do some bookish things in London across one of the weekends in October. This is an open invite to all of our Patreons. We want you to come with us. So if you want to be a patron, come to London with us. We would love for you to sign up. You can do so at the bottom of this page. So once you've gone through those resources, you've checked them all out, you're ready to enter Prythian and start the actual readathon portion, you're going to click this compass rose. This is going to bring you to the map of Prythian. Now this looks pretty similar to what we saw last year with Aralea. The only difference is that you don't have a designated starting and ending point. You'll pick your court where you want to be a citizen, and you'll complete those requirements, and then it is free reign, go all over the map as much as you want to. So the courts are represented by these circle icons. When you hover over them, those stamps will appear for them. You can pick whichever one you want to be a citizen of. Let's just say I'm going to be a Night Court citizen. I'll click on the Night Court logo, and that will bring me to the committee letter where it tells me the 3 prompts that are required to earn my citizenship for that court. Once you've done that, you've read those books, you can return to the map and go all over. You can visit another court by clicking on them and reading one of the 3 prompts, or you can check out our travel guide prompts. These locations are going to be denoted by the little gems on the map. So you'll see these little gemstones that are kind of hidden all throughout the map. You can see those here, and they will all bring you to the travel guide where you can see the correlating location, the correlating prompt that goes with it. So that's kind of what your map looks like. It's pretty easy navigation, especially if you were here last year. Go crazy, go all over, read all of those prompts that you want to. If you've got any questions about what qualifies or how things work with the Maassive Readathon, your rules and FAQ page is right under that Travel Prythian, where we've got some frequently asked questions, things that you might be curious about that might answer some of those questions that you've got. So now you can explore one of my favorite pages that I have on this website, and that's the downloadables page. So let's say that you like these graphics, you like the content, you want to be able to use it in a journal or a social media post that you have. We've made them all accessible for you on your downloadables page. So the first 2 pieces that you have are the citizenship requirements and the travel guide. The citizenship requirements is every citizenship application for every court. So it's all of those in one location, and then your travel guide is your travel guide prompts. These have 2 versions in them. They have a version where it is the parchment background that you can see on the image, and it has one with a white background. So if you are printing it on printer paper, it's not going to create that parchment background for you. You don't worry about doing any type of background removing or anything like that. That's why you're seeing 2 different versions. Then right underneath this is one of my favorite pieces that I got to do this year, which is an interactive flip book. So as you're going throughout your courts, you're knocking off all of those prompts, you're going to be collecting stamps as you go throughout the month. I wanted a fun way for you to be able to download and access those stamps. So you can do that on this interactive flip book. If you turn these pages, the first thing it's going to bring you to is a table of contents page. You can actually click on these locations here on the left side menu, and it will take you directly to that page. So you're not having to flip all the way through. You can jump right to it. But each of these pages is interactive. So you're going to have pieces that are clickable. Like for example, right here, I can download this passport cover by clicking on the cover on this page. All of your pictures will have some type of video linked into them. And then if I'm ready to download that stamp, I find that stamp on the page, and when I click it, it will open a PDF that has both that parchment background and a no background so that you can download them and access them that way. So you can flip through those pages. There's some Spotify songs that are built in. There are some fun little links in there. So explore that. I had a blast making it. I hope you have a blast enjoying it. And that's a quick, easy way to get the individual stamps and have access to downloading them that way. So then underneath, you've got a map and a travel log if you want to, again, enhance, build those pieces, build out your journal, keep a log of what you're reading and your ratings of them. You can do that there. And abbreviated requirements if you don't want every single page. They're going to be short, simple, and to the point on that abbreviated document. And then if you want every single stamp for every single location, you can just print that stamps all location document if you want to see every single one of them. Then the last page that we have on our site is the contact and connect. Now these are some fun resources. And this is one of my favorite parts about Readathon is the book recommendations. We do a book recommendations Google form, and then you can actually access the results of that Google form, and it's hundreds of people all over recommending different titles for each prompt. So you can see kind of what fits in based on books that other people have read already or are going to read for the Maassive Readathon. So that book recommendations page is really cool. This is one of my favorite parts about starting Readathon is finding all of those suggestions and putting my own in the hat. So definitely fill out that form and then look at those results. Then on the right-hand side, we have our page tracker. This is the one that you're going to fill out as you are completing your books. Let us know how many pages are in your book so that we can get a grand total at the end of the month and celebrate how many pages we read collectively. You've got your Join the Discord link here where you can connect to other readers. We do some fun stuff in the Discord, like we have a Club Wingspan prompt that covers all of your more spicy romantic books. It's a blast. We have a great time. Definitely join that Discord and meet other readers there. A content creators page that gives you some ideas about content creation for a Maassive Readathon. You can get one of our Found Family totes, or you can leave a comment or question for us in that box below. So lots of really great resources on the website. We're excited for you to check it out. We can't wait for you to see everything and start seeing what books you recommend. Let's take a look at the differences that we have on the mobile version versus the desktop version. So the mobile version of the site is very similar. You've got that home page where you click here and then it will take you to that point where you're at the wall. You can still access that letter from Feyre, still see the resources from us as the Bibliovertpodcast, and sign up for the Patreon down at the bottom. When you click on that compass rose, the map is going to be the piece that looks the most different, because those gemstones are just a little bit too small for me to be able to squeeze onto that mobile website. So you'll see a line of gemstones at the bottom of them. Doesn't matter which one you click on, they are all going to bring you to the travel guide. So you can see that map, still see those locations and the gemstones at the bottom. You've got your rules and FAQ page the same way. You can zoom in on it to make that text bigger. That downloadables page still has access to all of the pieces. The only thing that might be a little bit different is the flip book, where you can open it so that it's full screen. Makes it a little bit easier for you to click on the different pieces and access them. They will still appear as a new tab in your browser window, so you can still download them and access them the same way. All of that content is the same, just like your contact and connect page, where you can see those Google forms, fill them out in that mobile format, see those book recommendations, buy the tote, and leave us a comment or a question. So everything's pretty similar. We're excited for you to dive on in.
I will forever be inspired by Allie and the incredible things that she creates. She has been working so hard on this, and she just deserves all of the credit and all of the kudos. So if you're asking, what are these prompts? How are they going to help me make the list of books that I want to read for the month of June? For example, from the Winter Court, one of the prompts is read a childhood favorite. So I would read Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. The hope behind this is to kind of give you some guidelines to choose books that may have been on your to-be-read shelf for a long time, or to maybe read a book that you weren't naturally inclined to read just quite yet. Each month over on our Patreon, we do a book buddy read, and it is genuinely one of my favorite things that we do each month. We have a poll where they get to choose the book, and then at the end of the month, we have a Zoom date and we talk about the book, and it is just fantastic getting to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions on the book that we got to read together, and it's just so special. So every year for the Maassive Readathon, we have opened this up not just for our patrons, but for the entire public. We read a book together, and then at the end of the month, we have a Zoom date to talk about the book, and it is just the best time ever. And the book that we are reading for the 2023 Maassive Readathon Book Buddy Read is This Woven Kingdom by Tahira Mafi, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited about this book. So if you have been curious about what our book buddy reads look like over on Patreon, then this is the perfect time to join us, read this book with us throughout the month, and then join us on the Zoom date to get to talk about it. And oh, I just cannot wait to hear everyone's thoughts on this book. Allie and I know that reading can be so isolating, and so our desire for the Maassive Readathon is not that you read a lot of books or you get through your TBR list, but that you also make an incredible community and group of friends. So we have created a Discord for this year's Maassive Readathon. We have different chat rooms, anything from a place where you can show your bullet journal designs to finding someone to book buddy read or book recommendations, or just a general chat room where you can hang out and make new friends. If you're interested in joining that, then the link is down below. We would love to have you come join, just hang out and get to know other book-loving people. We'll be doing weekly Instagram lives on Sunday nights, so definitely go check us out on Instagram at the Bibliovertpodcast. We'll also be doing reading sprints here on YouTube, and we'll be announcing everything on Instagram and Discord. So just be sure to follow us on all of those socials so that you don't miss out on these events. Allie and I are so excited for this year's Maassive Readathon and all of the books that you're gonna read. So go ahead and plan out your TBR, get prepped and ready, because the Maassive Readathon begins on June 1st. We'll see you in Prithian!